Welcome to Alternative Soundcheck. My name is Casey McCabe, and tonight we are joined by a very special guest from The Regrets, Lydia Knight.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. Waking up, same as usual.
I know. It's one of those days. Thank you for taking the time today and being here. But how you been staying busy? I mean, throughout the summer.
Loaded question because it's been hard to stay busy, but at the same time, now that things are a little less scary and my whole band is vaccinated, we've just been rehearsing a lot and been making new music and all the fun stuff, actually.
When you guys started making your third album, I mean, was this during the pandemic? Was it at the time?
Yeah, I was writing a ton, and then we all wrote together some too when it was safer to, and then mostly just writing, and then we recorded. Like, it feels like all a blur now. It's so weird. We did it fully during the pandemic.
Do you think going into it initially when you were going to start your third record, I mean, the pandemic kind of affected it totally? I mean, is it a different direction on how you were planning on going?
100%. Just because there was just more time to sit and keep, just to keep pushing through and not get stuck in this like sort of quick writing cycle. There was way more time to reflect and realize that certain songs could be better, and that was incredible and such a good learning experience for us.
And how do you differentiate from your second album? I mean, is it going to be completely different themes and everything on this album?
Yeah. I mean, our second album was very much a concept, like, love story album, and this is, or I should say, heartbreak story, but this is not that, definitely, and the themes that are explored are kind of all over the place, but at the same time fall under the same umbrella, and so it's really exciting, though. It is very different, but I'm excited by that.
We're excited to hear it. Do we have like a name for the album yet and a potential release date?
Yes and yes, but I don't think I can say.
Can't share either. Come on, Lydia.
They're in this.
We need to get in that brain. We need to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about also, Monday. First, I want to talk about the video. Was this all your idea to have this sort of 2000s, sort of theme with it as well?
Yeah, our whole band, we were all in Joshua Tree on like a little writing trip, and we were just dancing to early 2000s songs, and we were like, wow, I really wish we could see ourselves interacting as weird, awkward 12-year-olds. Thought we were so cool at a school dance, and then we were like, oh, well, we can if we make a music video.
Now, in Joshua Tree, what songs were inspiring this? I mean, when you go back to the 2000s, what were you listening to?
Oh my gosh, there's like Hot and Cold, Katy Perry, Boom Boom Pow, Black Eyed Peas.
Oh yeah.
This, Dynamite, like all the cheese.
Oh, a Tayo Cruz, like Dynamite, like.
Oh
yeah, you're really throwing it out there.
All that stuff was. It's the best. It still is the best. Like, listening to it. Oh my gosh, like Super Bass, Nicki Minaj, that song that came on. I went ham when I was a 12-year-old. It's insane. It's so funny to think about.
Now that you mentioned those songs, I mean, have you guys covered any of those, or would that be something you would bring up in a set?
Actually, we covered Hot and Cold, and that was really fun. But we should explore. Can you imagine us doing like a Nicki Minaj cover?
If you guys did Super Bass and kind of made it your own, maybe it's like just a fast like punk.
You never know. We could pull it out. We could.
I think you can do it. Well, also in the video, you guys had a very special cameo, Olivia Rodrigo.
Yes.
How did you guys, we as friends before this, how did you kind of incorporate her in the video?
Yeah, she's just one of my friends, and we asked all our friends to do it, and she happened to be down, and it was awesome of her. Yeah.
Is that going to lead into a possible collaboration on this album or in the future?
Not on this album. I don't know about the future. Maybe. You never know. It'll
okay.
Be fun.
Maybe you guys could both do Super Bass.
Maybe
together.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea for sure.
All right, let's talk about the song Monday. Kind of take us back to when you were writing it and just kind of what inspired it all.
Yeah, it's funny. I think I was writing it on this couch, exactly where I'm sitting right now.
Okay.
And it was on Zoom with Tim Pagnotta, who ended up producing a lot of our album, and Michelle Buzz, who's an incredible songwriter. And yeah, it happened. I like can barely remember it, but because it was such a blur and it just happened so easily. But I think it was kind of just like me getting on Zoom and being like, I feel like I'm dying and my head's gonna explode. Can we write about that? And it was like, everyone was like, yeah, we got you there. We feel ya. And Tim had this riff that he already had been working on, and we loved it. And then went from there. It was really easy though, and it felt really therapeutic too, as most writing does. But it was great.
And there was a lot going on. I mean, at the time, I mean, obviously pandemic when you guys were writing the album. So, I mean, did you find yourself, including, those experiences?
Yeah, I think naturally. I think I never wanted to write anything that felt really on the nose about being in a pandemic. Like none of the lyrics on the album are like directly can only apply to this time period, but it was a lot of the repercussions on my own mental health and sort of looking inward instead of outward on like the events of the world. It was more like what's going on in here. Wow, this is all happening. So naturally, it's very affected by isolation, but not in a direct way. Yeah.
And I imagine that writing can be very therapeutic, especially in a time like that, for all of us.
Yeah.
How else did you stay busy? I mean, what were you doing, on a daily basis to kind of just keep your mind going? If it wasn't music.
It was hard. It was hard to stay busy. Like it was God, a lot of therapy and a lot of, I got back into reading, which was really helpful. And I we binged so many shows. So I did a lot of catching up on television. And I mean, it's kind of just like you do whatever you can to stay okay or as okay as possible. And so it was a lot of like, I feel like I need to bake all day today, so I'm gonna bake all day today. And I want to talk to my friends all day today, so I'm gonna do that today. Or I'm gonna play video games today. It was just like every day was different, which was a really important exercise for me because I'm such a creature of habit and repetition and routine. And so this was a very like, no more.
Right. Do you feel like there's something, I mean, for my own personal experience, I picked up cooking a lot more. Was there something that you found yourself doing a lot and you're like, I'm actually really good at this as well. Friends, come over.
Yeah. Not necessarily. I feel like I didn't really pick up new skills. I more just dove a little deeper into certain ones I had. But there was also honestly a huge part of the pandemic where I felt incapable of, I was really depressed, and that took away any motivation to learn new things. But the things that I was learning was just more about myself and about like, doing some serious reflection and work on myself.
Mhm.
So that was sort of my fun hobby, was like deep diving into what makes up this.
And that is totally okay. I mean, we
Yeah.
all need to do that. Really just kind of, evaluate ourselves and take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers. Cheers, little coffee break.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee break.
Yeah. I learned that is very important to me.
Keep the fuel going. Well, now, I mean, album done, right? Third album is done.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously you got some shows coming up.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for and getting out and performing and seeing your fans,
What am I not excited for about that? Like everything. I mean, just the show itself is always the best high and like most incredible feeling of connection with people. And we just crave that so much right now. So I just say that feeling of connection and being able to look in people's eyes as they dance, and just, oh my God, I just can't wait.
Do you think, going into it, is there going to be sort of a different approach to touring, when you are out there and still dealing with,
Yeah.
COVID and everything?
Yeah, I definitely think we won't be as touchy with people after shows by hugging and whatnot. I think we'll have to be a lot more cautious of just people's health and safety. And, that has to be first and come first with everything we're doing. So that will definitely shift a lot. I mean, in the past, it's trippy to even think about how much we were just breathing in each other's like,
I know. Yeah.
oh my God, like what the
I mean, when you think about the breakdown now and how like particles fly around and
like,
where they go, and beforehand we're just like, what's up? Yeah, yay.
all like making out with random people pretty much. It's like insane.
No more of that. It's just going to be virtual after parties and virtual meet and greets.
No, oh my God, I might as well fucking off myself. No way.
Now in 2022, can we expect, a full tour with you guys, with the band?
Yes, many.
We're looking forward to it. What do you want to, is there something we can expect different? Is there something, you want to do on this tour that maybe you haven't yet?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of doing a full new setup gear-wise and sonically, because to accommodate the new album, there's just a lot more going on. And so we have our homie Riley is going to start touring with us, which is really exciting. And yeah, it's going to be a very different show in a way that I'm extremely excited and feel challenged by, but I'm ready for that.
We look forward to you getting out on the road, and, really appreciate you taking the time today, Lydia, and the band. I'm sure the band is somewhere around there as well in the background.
Yes, they are. They're somewhere.
And, so you mentioned the couch. That was a place where you wrote some music, right? Is that kind of like a main focus for you when you're like writing?
Yeah, I wrote a lot here just because it was just the spot in my house where I felt like I could write a lot. So it was here.
Well, good. And then I see in the back, is there a name for that character in the background that I'm seeing there?
And the dinosaur or this one?
Yeah, let's get the dinosaur first.
Dinosaur doesn't have a name yet. It's called Dino. But this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Is that Buffy?
That's Buffy.
Like the original Buffy?
Yes, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, wow. Well, I was thinking there's a movie Buffy.
Oh, no. Have you seen the TV show?
I remember somewhat of the TV show, but okay, so it's Buffy.
Rewatch the TV show. It's like the best show of all time. And there's Buffy. She's holding a stake, ready to kill any vampires that come in and try and make me a vampire.
Your place is protected. Your place is protected.
Oh, yeah. Clearly, Dino and Buffy. Dream team.
Lydia, thank you so much for taking the time. We look forward to the new album. We'll see you out on the road. And thank you for talking with Alternative Soundcheck.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll see you soon.